Back in 2011, we received £35 million from the National Lottery Community Fund to support work that would help inform successful and sustainable transition for the serving community out of the armed forces into, hopefully, successful civilian lives.
Well, the purpose of this report was to understand the barriers to identification of ex-service personnel in the criminal justice system, and also the barriers for them taking up support which is available. Also, we looked at the barriers to families taking up support. We spoke to over 100 ex-service personnel, we spoke to 100 stakeholders, so we looked at each part of the justice system and people's experiences throughout the journey of the justice system.
We're really blessed with a supportive funder for the project who commissioned this piece of research. What we bring in is the sort of academic experience and research experiences. We worked really closely with Nacro as part of this.
What we want to do is get closer to knowing the true numbers and a more consistent approach to identification. Break open the discussion on where there are barriers or obstacles to them receiving the right support to prevent them reoffending.
We support veterans that we reach through police custody, through prisons and through probation. So I think the overriding importance of this is that we will be able to reach more. Connecting veterans to specialist support service that will understand their lives and what's happened to them is crucial.
There were a number of detailed findings across each stage, but we also found some cross-cutting themes which were applicable at many of the stages of the system. For example, we found that ex-service personnel didn't always understand why they were being asked if they served in the forces, and that then had a kind of impact on them and whether they did disclose whether they served.
I think in terms of barriers, clearly a lack of resource, whether it's financial resource or staff resource, comes through loud and clear.
There was a lack of awareness, both among ex-service personnel and stakeholders, about the kind of range of services that were available and also the eligibility for those services.
The point that came out of the research that the reason why a lot of veterans don't identify is that they don't really have a reason to. Why would you identify? If we can raise awareness of the service, potentially that could have a real step change to veterans identifying and being able to be engaged in support.
One of the other findings was around the language we use when we talk about ex-service personnel, that actually the language around being a veteran may not feel relevant for people, particularly where they have had shorter service experiences or they weren't in direct combat. We really kind of want to look at actually how that language impacts on people's identification and how they feel about being eligible for that support.
I'm heartened by the positivity of the reported experience of individuals who, having discovered the support available, have then found it's been meaningful for them.
This report for us acts as a mechanism to share those findings, give those findings a platform so that other agencies can start to take steps based on evidence to make a positive change.
I think we'll integrate all of the findings that we can. I think a lot of it resonates with what we find as practitioners, so it's very close to the experience that we understand anyway. I hope also that policymakers within Ministry of Justice and National Health Service will take on the recommendations.
We will engage with the government, MOD, Office of Veterans Affairs, Ministry of Justice, Department of Health and Social Care to say, what are you doing about those recommendations?
Progress can be made, and we hope that this report and this project goes some way to support that change to come into reality.